Hello fellow teachers, in today's video I'm going to be walking you through how you can create a similar Google form like the one right here in order to track your student attendance, behavior, and participation, which you can use in your virtual classrooms. So if you'd like to learn how you can create one of these, keep watching. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to be creating a new folder, and this is where I will be adding all of my attendance and participation forms. This way I make sure that I am as organized as possible and I have everything that is dealing with participation and attendance management in one location. Next, I'm going to click New, and I'm going to click More, and I'm going to create a new Google form. Now you can create two separate forms, one dealing with attendance and one dealing with participation, or you can combine them both in one form, which is what I am going to be doing today. So I'm going to call this form attendance/participation. And you can either create a template and then make copies which you can use for your other sections if you are teaching more than one section or more than one class, or you can just create a separate one for each class. So in the first section right here, I'm going to dedicate this to attendance. So I'm going to go ahead and write attendance as the heading. And then from this drop box, I am going to choose multiple choice grid. You'll notice right away that when you choose this option, you will have rows and columns. Underneath the rows, I will add all of my student names. You can just copy paste from your student roster that you already have, or you can type the names individually, which is, I'm going to do that just to demonstrate right now. So let's say that I have 10 students. I'm going to go ahead and type my student names. Once I have all my student names written down, I'm going to then write the different options that I want to have in terms of tracking attendance. So for my class, I'm going to have three options. The student can either be present, absent, or late. So let's take a look at how this will look like when it's in the preview mode. So right away, you can see that I have all the students listed in alphabetical order, and then I have the option to choose whether the student was absent or present or late. So that looks really good. Now let's go back to our form and create the next section. Now, because I don't want to copy or rewrite all of my student names from scratch, I'm going to just go ahead and click down here where we have the duplicate button. And this way the entire section will be duplicated. I am just going to change the heading. Instead of attendance, I'm going to type participation, and I'm going to remove the columns because I'm going to change those in a sec. Okay, so for my participation section, I have these categories. The first one is they participated at least once in the chat box. They participated at least once through audio. They did not contribute to small group activities or discussions, because sometimes I'll have them in breakout rooms and they have to work together in groups. And the last one is that they did not participate in any activities. Now, again, you can add more categories. You can even have this so it's almost like a rubric. It's standard based. You could have the different standards here, and then you could just check those off. It really depends on you and what kind of participation categories or standards you want to use in your class. For now, I'm hoping this will cover it. If you have any suggestions in terms of anything else that maybe you've used in your own classroom to track participation, I would love to hear it in the comment box below. Another thing I want to do now is I want to change this multiple choice grid, and I'm going to choose checkbox. And the reason I want to do this is I want to be able to check off more than one option for each student, because that might be appropriate. So for example, student A might have participated in the chat box, but also participated through audio. So I want to make sure that I can actually check both those off. So I have that documented. So in addition to tracking attendance and participation, you could also use this form or create a separate form to track behavior. So let me show you how that might look like. I know that wasn't originally in the plan, but I kind of just thought about this and I'm like, why not? So again, you would go ahead and duplicate this section just like I showed you. Oops, down here. And once that happens, we want to keep the student names the same. That will not change. But then I want to change the title or the heading to behavior, and I want to change these categories or these standards. This is a great way to maintain accountability and to have a paper trail, or I guess like a written proof of what the students are doing during your virtual lesson. So here are a few ideas that I just came up with in terms of things that I want to be looking out for when it comes to student behavior. Now, I know that usually we shouldn't be focusing on negative behavior, but rather rewarding positive behavior, and that is definitely something that you need to, and I will make sure to, shine the spotlight on if a student is behaving appropriately, if the student is following expectations. I will make sure to vocalize that. I will make sure to let them know. I will make sure to let the parents know. But in terms of keeping track for my own records, I felt this would be easy to these are the, main issues that I can predict happening. Hopefully they won't happen, but these are the things that I feel will most likely pop up. The first one is not using the virtual raising hand signal before participating. Being disruptive, so disruptive behavior either on audio, on video, or during the breakout sessions. Unmuting their microphone without permission. Inappropriate microphone usage, so saying things inappropriate on the microphone or on audio. Refusing to turn on the camera when asked. Inappropriate comments in the chat box. Wearing inappropriate clothing, and finally inappropriate contact on the camera itself. Again, if you have any other behavioral things that you feel would be beneficial to include in this type of Google form, please feel free to let me know in the comments, because I just love learning from you guys, and I'm sure other people watching this video might also learn from your own comments. Okay, so now we have a Google form that is tracking 3 things: attendance, participation, and I will add behavior. If you feel this is too much information in one form, you are more than welcome to split this, so that way you'll have 3 separate Google forms, one tracking attendance, one tracking participation, and one tracking behavior. So if you are like me and you love to, have a theme or, change the style of this Google form so that it's more visually appealing, you can go up here, customizing the theme, and you can choose different things like changing the color of your Google form, changing the background, changing the font even, and you can upload your own header. So you can create a header for this Google form using websites such as Canva or even Google Drawings. And you can go ahead and customize this Google form header. Now that I have the customized header uploaded and I've kind of tweaked the design of my form, let's test it out. So if we preview the form, it will look something like this. You have the student names and the different categories for attendance, participation, and behavior. Okay, and if you scroll, so if you have several categories and they don't all show, all you have to do is scroll, and then you can kind of see all the different sections that you've included. So for example, if this was a typical class, I would log in and I would just quickly check who is present, who is late, who is absent, and I can either do this by visually checking the students or doing a roll call. Next, during the class, I would have this up and I would be keeping track of the participation of students, and I can choose from the different categories that I've included. And you'll notice that for some, more than one option might be appropriate. And that's why for participation, I chose the checkbox option. And then finally for behavior, same deal. I chose the checkbox option so that you could basically make more than one selection. Now, I forgot to do something here. Some students might have 0 issues in terms of behavior. So for this reason, I would go ahead and go back to the form, and then I will click on, or I would deselect require a response in each row. This way, you do not have to input a response and for all students, and you would only input a response for students that do have behavioral issues. All right, so once you have all your attendance, your participation, and your behavior logged for the day, when your period is over, all you have to do is click submit. Okay, so I've submitted a few responses. Let's take a look now at how I would manage these responses and how I would sort these responses. So ideally what would happen is I would have a response per day. In order to view these responses as a Google Sheet, you would click up here and create spreadsheet. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on create. And right away, you'll notice that it basically will open up a spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet is now linked to this Google form. As you update your Google form responses, so will the spreadsheet. Now, another cool visual that you can take advantage of in terms of Google Form is the graphics that it actually provides you with. And you'll notice that I have all my students, right? So obviously these would be replaced by actual student names, but I have student A, B, C, and I can kind of get an overview just by looking at this. Obviously, the more responses I add, the clearer the picture will become, but I can kind of get an idea in terms of, student A, for example. You'll notice that from the 3 responses, they were always present. So they're always, in terms of our attendance, they have really good attendance. But then student D has not showed up for 3 different classes because I've had 3 different responses, and we're assuming that each response is a different day. So you can actually take advantage of this visual representation of your data that Google Form provides. And because it's broken down in a way, you can actually get a quick visual in terms of the attendance, the overall attendance of each student in your class, which is super awesome to do. So this is just for kind of like a quick visual. You can even share this with the students. You can share this with the parents, and they can quickly realize, oh, wait a minute, student C and student D, for example, they have a lot of absences. What's going on? Maybe I should talk to the parents, maybe I should talk to the student, and kind of see what's going on behind the scenes. Same thing with participation. So you'll notice that the different categories that we've included for participation are color-coded. So for example, if I notice that one of my students, none of them in this, I don't have any right now, but let's say that I have a student that ends up with a lot of green, it means that they did not participate in any activities. So that would be kind of like a warning sign for me. You'll notice that orange means they did not contribute to the small group activities or discussions. So right away, student G and student F, I might need to talk to them or their parents about the fact that ways that they can better participate in small group discussions. Maybe they need help with how we can facilitate that, etc. So really, really, really great and useful. Even though it's so simple, it's such a great tool that you can take advantage of. The spreadsheet also has a wealth of data that we can actually take advantage of in order to get an idea about our student attendance, participation, and behavior. And the more responses you're going to add to this, if you're doing this for the entire year, it's going to be a lot of data. Like right now, I just have 3 responses. This is looking very simple. Obviously, the more responses I add, it might end up feeling overwhelming. So that's something you need to kind of consider. Maybe you want to create one of these forms for each semester or for each quarter. And then kind of that way you don't have all the data in one location, which can become a bit overwhelming. So basically what your responses are going to contain are, it's going to be broken down per student, as you can see, and it's going to also tell you what we are looking at here. So we're looking at student A attendance, okay, and this is the date. So it has obviously, so this is all the same date because I did this today. But ideally what this would look like in a real classroom scenario is you would have this broken down by day. So you are basically logging attendance, participation, and behavior per day. Now, if you remember at the beginning, I said you can either put everything at once or break it into 3 different forms. One pro of having it in 3 different forms, so having a form for attendance, participation, and a form for behavior, 3 separate forms, is it will not be as overwhelming in terms of the data. When it's time to kind of look at your data, it will not be as overwhelming. So right now, as you can see, I have the attendance of student A, but I also have the participation of student A, and I have the behavior of student A. So that might be a bit overwhelming. Some people, you might not like to have so much data in one spreadsheet. For me, I don't really mind because I can just use format and find options in order to sift my data. If you feel like, oh, this is too much, then by all means, break this down so you have 3 different forms, and it's going to make life a lot easier in terms of making sense of your data and having a lot less data in one spreadsheet. All right, I hope that you found my video and these tips helpful. As always, if you have any questions or even suggestions, please make sure to leave them in the comments down below. Please make sure to give this video a like, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing to this channel. Have a great day.